Welcome. Explore history's captivating killers and thieves. Subscribe, like, and share to join our thrilling journey. Imagine an innocent 8-year-old girl, Kirsten Hatfield, vanishing from the safety of her bedroom in Midwest City, Oklahoma. In the quiet hours of a May night in 1997, the unthinkable happened. The Hatfield family, like any other, tucked their young daughter Kirsten into bed, her dreams filled with the innocent whimsy of childhood. But when dawn broke, the light of the new day brought a chilling discovery. Kirsten was missing. The peaceful community was shattered, the tranquility of Midwest City tainted by an unsettling mystery. The echoes of Kirsten's laughter just the day before, now replaced with the deafening silence of her absence. Her family, tormented by the sudden void in their lives, could only question, "Where is Kirsten?" The local community rallied behind the Hatfields, their collective hearts heavy with fear and empathy. A search began, not just by law enforcement, but by friends, neighbors, and even strangers. The urgency was palpable, the hope fervent. Yet despite the tireless searching, the countless hours, the prayers whispered into the night, Kirsten remained unseen, unheard. The police, burdened with the responsibility of finding Kirsten, worked relentlessly. They followed every lead, turned over every stone, and explored every possibility. The city that had once been a haven for families was now a sprawling crime scene, a jigsaw puzzle with one hauntingly empty spot. As the days turned into weeks and weeks into months, the reality began to sink in. Kirsten was not simply missing, she had vanished. Her bedroom, once a sanctuary filled with the joys of childhood, was now a chilling reminder of the mystery that had consumed the city. Yet, even as the seasons changed, the quest for answers remained relentless. Kirsten's family, the community, the police, they all held on to the hope that the next day would bring the break they desperately needed, that each sunrise might illuminate the path to Kirsten. Despite the relentless efforts of all, Kirsten remained missing, and no leads were found for almost 20 years. Fast forward to October 2015, a glimmer of hope emerged from the darkness of the unsolved case. Almost 20 years had passed since Kirsten Hatfield vanished from her home in Midwest City, Oklahoma. The case had gone cold, with no leads and the trail of the perpetrator seemingly vanished into thin air. But then, a breakthrough emerged from an unexpected corner. Enter Anthony Joseph Palma, a man who lived merely 2 houses away from Kirsten. A seemingly ordinary neighbor, one you'd greet in passing or perhaps borrow a cup of sugar from. But as investigators would soon discover, the ordinary facade hid a chilling reality. The breakthrough came in the form of DNA evidence, the silent witness that can never lie. A match was found between Palma's DNA and samples recovered from the crime scene, a match that turned this unsolved mystery on its head. This wasn't just a lucky guess or a hunch, this was solid scientific proof linking Palma to Kirsten's disappearance. Suddenly the spotlight turned to Palma. The neighbor, the man 2 doors down, was now a prime suspect in this harrowing case. But as the walls closed in around him, Palma held his ground. He denied any involvement in Kirsten's disappearance, maintaining his innocence despite the mounting evidence. The once cold case was now ablaze with fresh leads and a suspect in custody. Yet, amidst the flurry of activity, one question remained. If Palma was indeed the perpetrator, where was Kirsten? Palma, seemingly just a neighbor, was now in the spotlight, yet he staunchly denied any involvement. A neighbor, a suspect, and now a defendant. Anthony Joseph Palma stood in the courtroom facing charges for Kirsten Hatfield's murder. This was a trial that had been 2 decades in the making. The prosecution presented their evidence, a collection of damning pieces that painted a grim picture. The centerpiece was a DNA match that linked Palma directly to Kirsten's bedroom, the last place the 8-year-old was seen before she vanished into the night. The DNA evidence was compelling and nearly irrefutable. It was a match, a chilling testament to Palma's presence in Kirsten's room. This was the proof that broke the case wide open after 20 long years of silence and uncertainty. But the DNA wasn't the only piece of the puzzle. Palma was also linked to other sexual assaults, a fact that was brought to bear during the trial. Each piece of evidence, each connection, added another layer to the case against him. The defense did their best to sow seeds of doubt. They questioned the validity of the DNA evidence, they scrutinized the investigative process, and they challenged the assumption of guilt. But the prosecution was relentless, the evidence compelling. Palma, for his part, maintained his innocence. He denied any involvement in Kirsten's disappearance in the face of the DNA evidence, the connections to other crimes, and the weight of the prosecution's argument. His denials, however, seemed to fall on deaf ears in the courtroom. Each piece of evidence, each testimony, each connection drawn by the prosecution, painted Palma in an increasingly incriminating light. The trial was a steady march towards a conclusion that seemed inevitable from the moment Palma's DNA was found in Kirsten's room. Despite his denials, the evidence was overwhelming. In October 2017, the gavel fell, and so did the mask of Anthony Joseph Palma. The court was silent as the verdict was read out loud: guilty. The man who had lived just 2 houses away from Kirsten Hatfield, the man who had been a part of her community, was finally held accountable for his heinous actions. This was not a victory, but rather a grim resolution to a 2-decade-long mystery. Palma was sentenced for his crimes, his freedom revoked as justice sought to correct the wrong he had committed. Yet, a fundamental piece of the puzzle was still missing. Kirsten's body was never found. Despite the conviction, closure eluded her family and the community that had been gripped by her disappearance all those years ago. The search for Kirsten did not end with Palma's conviction. Authorities continued their efforts, combing through areas of interest, relentlessly pursuing any leads that might bring them closer to finding Kirsten. The community rallied, their resolve strengthened by the verdict. They would not rest until Kirsten was found. Yet the case had left a profound impact on the community. Parents held their children a little closer, their trust in their neighbors forever shaken. The chilling reality that a monster could lurk so close to home was a hard pill to swallow. Conversations around safety and vigilance became more common, a necessary response to a tragedy that had hit too close to home. As for Palma, he was also linked to other sexual assaults. His conviction served as a stark reminder of the dark underbelly of society, the sinister secrets that can hide behind the most ordinary of faces. The case of Kirsten Hatfield had exposed one such monster, bringing him to light from the shadows where he had hidden for too long. In the end, Palma's conviction was a grim testament to the enduring power of justice. It was a reminder that no matter how much time passes, the truth has a way of surfacing, of demanding to be heard. But it was also a reminder of the losses endured, of the innocence stolen, and of the lives forever altered. Kirsten Hatfield's case remains a chilling reminder of the monsters that can lurk in plain sight. The story of Kirsten Hatfield is more than a tale of tragedy. It is a testament to the relentless pursuit of justice. Kirsten's case, while heartbreaking, has left an indelible mark on the field of criminal investigations. It serves as a potent reminder that no matter how much time has passed, no case should ever be forgotten or relegated to a dusty file cabinet. The unwavering determination of law enforcement, even 2 decades after Kirsten's disappearance, led to the unmasking of a criminal who would have otherwise remained hidden in plain sight. This resolve, this refusal to yield to the passage of time, is a lesson for us all. It tells us that the pursuit of truth and justice should never wane, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. The advancements in DNA technology also played a pivotal role in this case. As science and technology continue to evolve, they become powerful tools in the hands of investigators. In Kirsten's case, it was DNA evidence that finally linked Anthony Joseph Palma to the crime, a connection that would have been impossible to make with the technology available at the time of her disappearance. But beyond the realms of law enforcement and science, Kirsten's story has resonated with people around the world. It has sparked conversations about child safety, the importance of community vigilance, and the need for constant innovation in criminal investigations. It has reminded us of the monsters that can lurk in our very neighborhoods, hidden behind the mask of normalcy. Yet amidst the darkness, Kirsten's story also shines a beacon of hope. It reminds us that justice, though often delayed, can eventually be served. It reminds us that every victim matters, that every story deserves a resolution, and that our collective determination can, and often does, make a difference. As we remember Kirsten Hatfield, we are reminded of the power of determination, the progress of science, and the hope that justice, no matter how delayed, can still be served.